Michael, this is the third year with Cliff Biner running the show down in Florida for the Panthers. How are things starting to go in terms of attendance and sponsorship for the team?
I think the biggest question in South Florida has always been, would the market react? Would the fans react? Would they come out and support a winning franchise? And for the first half of the season, we've proven that the answer is absolutely yes. Our single game ticket sales are up 97% already versus last year. Our group sales are up 33%. Our new business from a sponsorship standpoint is up 18%. Our attendance is up almost 11% versus last year. And that's only through the first half of the season. I think we're beginning to expand the market as it relates to reaching out to casual sports fans and converting them into hockey fans.
Give me some examples of some of the ways you've improved the fan experience. Obviously, it's helped a lot that the team's off to a great start this season, but unlike some other teams that have tried to boost attendance, you haven't really slashed and burned ticket prices. Instead, you've tried to give them increased value when they come to the arena.
You know, I was at a Ranger game recently here in New York, and when I started looking at their game presentation, their fan experience compared to ours, very, very different. We're a non-traditional market, so anything goes in South Florida. We're really focused on the experience away from the ice, you know, for all of our fans. Our target audience in the South Florida market is mom, dad, and the kids. So we really cater everything that we do towards the family experience. And that's what I think has really helped us. And I think that's why we've become a very appealing product in the marketplace.
Obviously, the economy's been bad the last few years. How has the sour economy forced you to rethink your sponsorship strategy as well as your premium seating strategy, whether it be for high-priced tickets or for corporate sponsors?
It's a good point. You know, South Florida was devastated, obviously, with the downturn in the economy, fueled by the real estate marketplace. From our perspective, what we really needed to do is to make sure that we created an enhanced value proposition. We didn't want to slash prices. That's not how you build a brand. But what you need to do is add more value. What can you add in addition to the ticket, in addition to that suite, in addition to the traditional sponsorship, to provide, you know, more value for the client and to help them reach their goals and objectives? And that's how we've approached it. The byproduct of all of our capital improvements that we're going to be making over the next 12 months is really the opportunity for us to create new choices. And I think obviously in a downturn economy, you need to provide new choices, diverse choices at every level in order to attract large companies, mid-sized companies, and small companies, and not outprice anybody. So for us, it's all about choices, the value proposition, and really enhancing the value for the constituents so that when they look at the investment that they're making, they say, you know what, for these dollars, I can justify the investment.
I was very skeptical that from a TV's perspective that the NHL would do well in Florida. I didn't believe it, yet your ratings have doubled so far this year versus last year, and you have a new deal with the Fox network down there.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that? You know, what do you think's behind all this and the ratings and so forth?
Well, I think from a local perspective, again, it all boils down to winning. You can come up with every marketing gimmick you want, but the best, you know, marketing strategy is to win and put a competitive product on the ice. And that's what we've done this year. So our ratings are skyrocketing this season. More and more people are coming to the television sets and watching our games and are showing interest. But we also, as you mentioned, announced a couple of months ago a 10-year extension with Fox. And I think that was indicative of their belief in the South Florida marketplace, their belief in our franchise. Traditionally, hockey doesn't have high ratings. But on a local level, we can do fairly well if the team is competitive. We've got a great partner in Fox. They do a terrific job from a production standpoint. We've got great announcers, and we're very, very bullish on the future with our new partnership with Fox.
Michael, you're obviously always working with sponsors. Do you think from that perspective the NHL has gotten past the 2004-2005 lockout, where right now sponsors feel very comfortable with the state of the sport and are confident that the next CBA, which would start after this season, isn't going to lead to a lockout?
I think when you look at, you know, the four major sports, we are as well positioned as anybody. If you look at what the NFL and the NBA did recently going through their collective bargaining, they used our deal as a model. And so, you know, I think moving forward, valuations of franchises will only go up. Teams will only get healthier. We'll continue to attract new brands to our sport from a sponsorship standpoint. Attendance is already up this current season, and I think you'll continue to see those trends while we also maintain our average ticket price. Because as we continue to build this sport, we want to make sure it's affordable. And that's an issue that we continue to talk about. And so all teams need to watch that closely. But yes, our future is extraordinarily bright. We've got great leadership. Corporate America is very excited about our brand, and all the people in our local markets are equally as excited.